Welcome to Karaoke Wine with Jules and Tessa.
Welcome
to
Karaoke Wine.
Yeah.
You know, we're upgrading.
We are. We moved out of my apartment
We did.
into Tessa's.
Weird. Where we can actually keep a studio space. So just a little bit of, feng shuiing of the apartment, moving some furniture around. No biggie.
Yeah.
So before today's episode, I just wanted to do a quick little gift because somebody's birthday is going to be happening. If you didn't know, it's Leo season. Whoop, whoop. Okay. All the Leo.
I mean, everyone knows it's Leo season. We're like the loudest zodiac sign.
Weird that we're making this little clip about you right now.
Aw, that's cute.
It's always about her. We love her. So we did some things. We're going to have her close her eyeballs.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, close your eyeballs. So fun fact.
Yeah.
Jules had asked me for this. Funnily enough, I already had it done. And I was like, God, that's such a great idea. And okay.
I can open my eyes.
Open.
Oh my God. It's a... Oh, that's what I saw.
So she was like, what is that a screenshot of? And I was like, just wait. But there's more.
Oh, this is so cute. And it has my name on it.
It does.
Oh my gosh. Charlie, get on my back. Stop the front door. Shut up.
So when we cheers, we have our little microphones and they're sliding.
Oh my God, this is the cutest fucking thing ever.
And it has our thing on it.
Oh
So
my
when
God,
we,
it's a microphone.
so when we cheers.
Oh my God, this is okay. So when we were setting up this podcast today, I was like, "Where are our wine glasses?"
It's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm confused." This is the best thing ever.
Okay, there's one more thing.
Okay, Charlie, hold on. Oh my God. Yes.
Ooh. And bam, our names are on them.
Stop it. Oh my God. I fucking love this.
And they got a little karaoke wine on the side.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. This is like the best birthday ever.
Best birthday ever.
Yes.
Thank you to my dear friend, who I call best friend, Nicole, who actually helped us with all Jules's gift bags and then also did all of this for us.
Oh my God.
So we'll be tagging her, but just wait until you see her gift
And then
bags,
future
too.
merch. Hello, guys.
Yeah, future merch. Hello.
If you guys want to support a friend, buy the merch.
Buy the merch.
Tell everyone about us.
I love you.
Love you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
I mean, it was kind of the best.
If you guys don't know, I'm turning 40. Yes. Yes. Turning 40. I got my Botox done. I got my lips filled. I am ready for Tulum, which we're leaving for Tulum next week.
Yeah.
So when this airs, Tulum would already happened, and then we can next episode talk about all the...
We'll probably release this on the 18th to say happy birthday.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I like it. Because, me and reels.
The 18th is actually a Monday, so
It'll be
yes.
perfect.
Yes.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we'll come back and we're going to fill our cups.
Yeah.
We're back.
We're back.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome to Karaoke Wine.
Brought to you by
Briosa.
Briosa. Wine seltzer.
Have to be over 21 or 21 and over.
21 and over. Yes. 90 to 100 calories. Absolutely delish.
Yes.
They look so cute in our cups, too.
I know. I'm not drinking today because I am on medication.
Oh my
but
God. And how cute is our little cheers?
Cheers.
So cute. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
So obsessed.
Okay, so today's episode, on a past episode, we mentioned that we were starting to watch this show called Polyamory. And it was all about people that were in committed relationships, but in a very polyamorous way. Mm-hmm. And I asked Tessa if we wanted to kind of deep dive into it, because when it comes to modern dating nowadays, there's so many different lifestyles and there's so many different sexualities and sexual preferences. And where does this go into terms of dating?
Right. And I think what really stemmed it is originally, and we talked about this today, originally when we first watched it, we were like, you know, not being in those types of relationships, it's really easy to, I don't want to say judge because we're not judgy people, but it was really easy for us to be like, oh my God, who could do this?
Just
like,
make fun.
Yeah. Like, why would you do this?
Yeah.
And then it's actually stirred a much bigger monogamy focused conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about polyamory, right? We actually went down rabbit holes in other forms of non-committed ways of being. So I think that's really what stemmed from, you know, we're like, oh, let's talk about this one show to, wait, is this just like the new wave of what relationships look like?
Or not just a new wave, but because the show's from 2012 and obviously the Romans did it, the Greeks did it, like polyamory has been around for centuries.
Right.
Well, I think it's more mainstream. I think it's more accepting because of like our generation and the generations below us are more accepting in general. They're just like, do you?
Right.
As long as you're not hurting anyone and you're doing it safely, it doesn't bother me. But we made jokes that in the show, the word monogamy was like,
So
it was
taboo.
Yeah, like it was kind of like an insult.
Yeah,
like
it
you're
was.
acting like you're
Monogamous.
And then this girl started crying. Like, don't you ever call me that. I am a monogamous person.
Same.
I also do not care about anyone else's lifestyle. Like, fly your freak flag.
Yeah.
Tessa says it all the time.
Yeah. Let your freak flag fly. As long as you're not hurting yourself or someone else.
And
go for it.
I have friends that have been in open relationships. I have had friends that have been in open marriages. I have seen it. I have seen the inner workings. I think what it all comes down to, and the underlying factor, especially for these shows, was honesty, transparency, commitment,
And communication.
Yeah.
And one thing before we really dive into this, and I, as you know, watching any of our episodes on anything sexual or anything letting your freak flag fly, I do want to circle back to Jules saying, be safe. Like, we always end our podcast with, do the right thing to keep yourself safe. Do whatever you need to do, but there are definite things that you can do to prevent really bad things from happening. So I just wanted to say it again with the be safe.
Yes.
And we're not just talking about like STDs, like don't be a bonehead, like use the right protection to do that. But also when you're exploring, you know, adding more people into the bedroom, if that's something that you wish to do, just know what you're doing. Don't just all of a sudden end up in a room with 6 guys. Like, okay. Be safe.
Okay. I wasn't. Okay. I mean, jump right in there.
Don't go to 5 Guys and order an extra side of fries.
Oh my gosh. Dead. Yeah. So in 2019, for me, I read this book. It's called Open. And it's called Open: Love, Sex, and Life in an Open Marriage by Jenny Block.
Yeah.
Great book. She was married to a man and had a family. And she writes about, in a very beautiful, respectful way, her struggles to be in a monogamous relationship when she clearly had these not urges to like go cheat, but she was very open with her husband saying like, I think this is something that we should explore. And I read it in like 2 days. It was very eye-opening. And I was like, you know what? There's so many people now just stepping out of their marriage, stepping out of their relationship, cheating, lying. What's so wrong with your partner going, hey, I don't think monogamy is the right thing for me, but I love you and I still want to be married to you. Would this be something that you would entertain, see if it works for us, see if this is something that you can handle too? It's not just I want to be open.
Yeah.
You would be able to be open as well.
Yeah.
Because cheating is a thing.
Cheating is a thing. I also, because we're just talking about polyamory in general right now, cheating does happen because polyamory is still a commitment. It's still transparent. It's still communication. So you're not just going out and like willy-nilly with anyone and everyone that you want. There's a lot that goes into it from this reality show. A really great example of it, and everyone's been watching it. It's a hot show right now, The Hunting Wives. We touched on that first of all. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's
Girl,
amazing.
I just got goosebumps all on my body. Like, that show is so
good.
hot.
So hot. But
Malin Ackerman.
Yeah.
Margot.
Dude, seriously, she's so fucking okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I'll talk about colorful past, you guys. Jules and I over here like, hey.
Hello.
And I think one of the downfalls that we were talking about from her specific relationship is they were open. They were allowed to explore other avenues. And she ended up sleeping with that teenager, which, to be fair, I do never condone. Like, we're not okay with that in any capacity. The problem was, though, from her husband is that she slept with a man and had a relationship with a man and was not honest about it. So even in their open communication and relationship, which essentially is polyamory, just not having the additional like boyfriend, girlfriend type situations, is she went against one of the rules. And that,
it's a huge thing in polyamory. And it's a huge thing in monogamy too. Like,
it's a huge thing ever.
Even every relationship has rules. Boundaries. And we talked about this in another episode. It's like what you guys are okay with. And this is, you know, a polyamory person and a mono person.
You're acting mono right now.
I know, you're acting mono. So a poly person essentially can't date a mono person. They just don't align. No. And if you bring in a mono person into a polyamorous relationship, it's going to take some time to like acclimate or find if they like it or not. And it's just a lot to process. And it's not an overnight thing. It's a lifestyle that you choose, and you choose it every day.
Yeah. And I think one of the relationships in the show that we were watching, Polyamory, Married and Dating, is one of the wives who is, it's literally how it came about that, like, you're acting so mono right now.
Yes.
She had
a girlfriend.
And she liked that it was only her thing. And the husband was like, well, if you're going to do this, like, is she open to like meeting me and spending time with me? And the wife was like, no, I just kind of want to keep her to myself. And that's when he said, you're acting very mono about this. And again, insulting in that type of relationship. But part of being in a relationship where you share different sexual experiences, that person who might generally be in a monogamous situation may not be open to anyone else in the polyamorous relationship. Like, they might only be open to that one person. And to Jules's point, is that actually going to work? Yeah.
I mean, I know personally, I don't want to share.
No, I don't share. I'm not good at it. I'm the youngest and I'm feisty. I'm a Pisces. Like, no.
I just know that sharing your partner is a very slippery slope, and it invites people that probably are not having your best interests at heart, or, you know, whatever the case may be.
And that's from our personal experience. I used to think that this is a lifestyle I would participate in until I actually caught real feelings for somebody and was like, there's no way. There's no way I would be able to. I'm not a jealous person. However, it's hard enough for me to prioritize one person above me. not even above me, with me, on top of all of my friends, on top of all of my family, to have to ask different people, are you sure you're okay? You're sure there's nothing wrong? Like, I don't think I have the mental or emotional capacity for that, because I can't even admit to myself sometimes.
I agree. I think the people that, and I have to hand it to these people that are in polyamorous relationships and open marriages, your ability to communicate and set boundaries and be honest with yourself and to your partners in plural. Yeah. I mean, that's an accomplishment altogether. I was talking to someone very close to me, and there's a person that I know use this term, ethically non-monogamous. Okay. And I was like, oh my God, another term I got to learn. Basically, it's the same as polyamory. It's just another label for it. It also more or less is for married couples or in couples that have their primaries. And they do choose to be non-monogamous, but they have their primary partner. And those partners can have other partners. Yeah. When you say it that it's ethically done, you're very honest, you're practicing safe sex, and you're just transparent about everything. You know, like Monday night, I'm going to go see Joe. Tell Joe I said hi. Yeah. Like,
they talk about it. It's called, and one of the jokes that I made on the episode we originally brought this up was they do process circles. Like, I know, like, I have my emotional moments. Absolutely. There's a lot of feelings, especially when you are looking at multiple women and men. I almost sometimes find that men can be a little bit more emotional, but it comes out in anger and jealousy versus talking about how things bother them from hey, that might have hurt me, and they're like frustrated and pissed off, where it's the same emotion as a woman maybe frustrated cry. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you have to be very emotionally intelligent to process all of these things, and that comes from a belief system. Yeah. And if you're angry, you say, okay, why am I angry?
Right.
What's triggering that? And then you go forward and you say, okay, X, Y, and Z.
Well, you also, something that you've said before in past episodes too, is triggers are not about the other person. Triggers are about you.
Yes.
And first, there has to be a lot of healthy, open communication, I think, before you ever take any step outside of a twosome. If you're doing it just to throw somebody else in there to like spice things up, hire an escort. Hire somebody that gets paid to do it. I'm just saying, like, they are tested, they are safe, and you know that it's not going to be this situation, right?
Yeah. You pay them to leave, not to stay.
Exactly. And, you know, I have a couple, they happen to be gay, and they've always lived this kind of lifestyle. And as they became older, it was less about taking somebody home from the bar and more about making sure the person who was coming over didn't put them at risk. And they are in a much different place now. It's not that they don't still, and in the show they call it playing, which I don't know how I feel about it, but they are different about it now. Taking somebody home from, you never know. You know what I mean? It's just,
I mean, everything's fun when you're in your 20s, and then 30s still fun.
Seriously.
You know, as you get older, the same things don't tickle your fancy as much.
Yeah, we actually talked about this today because I'm usually the person who's like, take one down, knock them out, keep going.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just in a very different place now in my life where I'm just like, I would rather just keep having the fulfilling life that I have right now than just going out and taking somebody home. I'm just not interested anymore, which is very, very new for me, that I'm not like me. Well, we do have Tulum coming up, so we'll update you on another episode for that one. Yeah. I just think that it's something to be said, you know, outside of polyamory, there's this new term, and I totally forgot to look it up. Maybe you can Google it while we're talking about it. But there are couples that are coupling One of them is gay and one of them is straight. However, they're getting into relationships, they're buying houses together, but the other person is allowed to do whatever they want. So the marriage itself is just a contract and somebody that they can grow old with. I watched a show called Why Women Kill, and one of the couples, she had been married 4 times, and her most recent person she's married to, she finds out he's gay, but they're best friends and they end up being there together in the end.
Well, there was a movie in, I think, the early 2000s with Jennifer Aniston where she literally goes to her gay bestie and she's like, I want to have a baby. I am not.
Wait, that was with Madonna.
No, it was Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, Madonna did one too with the guy
really?
from Best Friend's Wedding. The gay guy from Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, well, it was definitely Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
And she goes to her best friend and she's like, I want you to be the baby daddy.
Yeah. So it's like happening now. People are actually.
I think it's always been there. I mean, it was a movie, so like that was crazy back in the day. But now people, I think women are just like, it's my life. Yeah. I can do, you know, if I can financially support myself and have a baby by myself and I'm not dating anyone, what's the problem? Mm-hmm. I think that, you know, the gays, the polyamory, the monogamy, I think it's everything. You do what you want.
Yeah, it's always been there. I think it's just a little bit more public. And when you think of polyamory, a lot of people actually think of, and it's so funny because when you said this today, I was like, oh, that's 2 different things. A polygamist. No, it's like literally the same thing. So there's religions that have multiple wives, obviously. So this is something that we've all been very interested in as a society with reality TV. I mean, that's something that we've seen a lot.
Yeah, but polygamy is one man, multiple wives.
Right.
And polyamory is, you know.
Yes, but you would still call them polygamous, right? Like it's the same.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's an umbrella and then there's like little branches.
Yes.
And I feel like polygamy is more mainstream just because they are on all these reality shows and there is a sense of religion involved with it. I watch those shows just for the main, like, curiosity. Like, how do these women, and they're all having babies, they all get together and, like, you're like, okay, you have Monday, I have Tuesday. Everyone has their own house. I mean, maybe it works because you're just like, oh, thank God. I just want to like a night alone. Yeah, I don't have to deal with him tonight. Sally has him down the street.
Sally has him. Tina's next. I don't have to see this guy for another 7 days.
Yeah. Monogamy does work too. And I love, obviously I love monogamy.
Yeah.
Because I love the notion of like, you're mine and I'm yours. And there is no like.
I love that too. And I think with technology, it's made it a lot easier for monogamy to work if you do it the right way. It's why I love dating long distance. I want multiple houses. Like, I like to bop around. And of course, I want to spend all the time with you. I also really enjoy my alone time. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Like, yeah, I'd love to be obsessed with somebody enough to like never want to leave their side. But I guarantee you there's going to be a minute where I need a moment away from you. Not that I need to get in a plane to leave you or anything. It's just I would like to have a life with somebody where they also have their own life that we merge together.
Yeah.
You know
it also comes with acceptance. Like if, and this is referencing Hunting Wives again, because there is a scene in there that I literally text Tessa and I was like, oh my God. So there's a lot of straight guys, and I say quotation straight guys that step out and they actually have relationships with men.
Yes.
And I'm going to say a controversial comment. I think that you're not straight. If you're a man and you've been with a man, you're not straight. I have had countless conversations with my gays about this. And they're like, no, he's bi. And I'm like, he's not bi, he's gay, and he likes the side of women. Yeah. I said, women are like, it's the only double standard where we can kiss a girl and not be bi. It's the only time.
Yeah.
But guys, I feel don't have the same luxury. You guys can fight me on this.
Yeah.
I accept you either way. I just don't put you in like that little box. Anyway, I have a lot of gay friends in LA that when they went out, they're like, oh, I just kissed, I just took this guy home and he was straight. And I'm like, well, if he went home with you, he wasn't straight to begin with. Anyway, there's a scene in Hunting Wives where the wife is fucking her husband from behind with a strap-on. Mm-hmm. It was shock value that it was the first time I saw it on TV, like mainstream. Yeah. I knew it happened, guys. Like, I'm not born on yesterday. Mainstream television on Netflix. And I was like, oh my God, maybe this will create a bigger conversation. Not that this guy was getting rammed by his wife, but that he was so honest with her.
That's what he liked.
That he liked that. And she was like, baby, I got you. Instead of stepping out on me or finding it somewhere else, like, I love that you can just be honest with me and we can create that, like, new norm for us.
Yeah.
Like, I thought more of that scene than just, like, the shock and awe value.
Yeah. I thought it was one of the hottest scenes. It's actually on my bucket list. So...
It's not on mine.
Yeah, no, we talked about it. She was like, I would never. I was like,
I can't.
I'd like to see what it was. And
yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily want to use it on a woman because that's not as dominating. I feel like if I did it to a man. Okay,
that says a lot about you.
I know.
Oh, God. No. We're going to have to talk more about that. I'm like... Therapy, guys. No,
I am doing a lot of therapy.
I'm very open. I'm very open when it comes to things.
Well, and a man's prostate is their G-spot.
I get it. But we're getting off topic.
But I am gonna say, like, there are other things that you can do without railing somebody with a strap on.
Yes.
But the openness and the communication is what we're talking about. And I would hope that in my relationship, like, I am always down to try something at least once or twice. Like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes the first time you try it, you're like, that didn't work well. Kind of need a little bit more data. Maybe the second time doesn't need, like, really 3 times is really your data pit. Like, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? I think the point is like they had the conversation of what turns him on and what gets him off. And they were able to do that within their marriage versus him maybe stepping out, going to a motel and cheating and,
Well, technically she was cheating because she was stepping out with Margot.
We're not talking.
I know, but
we're not just.
But it created a separate conversation in my head. I was like, well, if you can do that with him, why can't you just be like, hey, I have a thing with Margot, like, FYI, like.
Because I think it's different.
Because it plays into, like, we're the perfect Texas conservative family.
Yeah, I think that for sure. But she can't get what she gets with Margot with him. And I think that could be demeaning to his ego. I mean, he's like the sheriff, or right? Isn't he like
he's the sheriff.
The whatever he is.
Yeah.
I also think that a man who likes a strap on up his ass is not going to be too tickled about his wife wanting to rug munch. Like, that might be a little bit too close to home for his ego.
But I think that's where two sides of the nickel come. Because, like, polyamorous is all about accepting everyone, loving you as you are, and just creating a safe environment for all the people that love all things. And I think that's great.
I agree. And I think it's interesting. I had a friend who was dating this person who just kept cheating on them because they wanted a closed relationship. And the conversation came up over and over again. Like, let's just have an open relationship. I'm not opposed to it. The problem is the partner wanted to be able to do whatever they wanted to do.
And he was like, but I don't want you to do everything.
And they were like,
I
don't want you to do everything. Yeah. So you've got to make a decision for yourself. If you're going to be upfront and honest about what you're doing, great, because that's not cheating. But if you're going to be sneaking around and get caught and do all this like
Might as well
shady,
stay
sneaky
single.
shit, yeah. I also think there's an aspect of being open, and one of the things that we learned on the polyamory show is this thing called fluid bonding.
Oh, that was new for me.
So in polyamory, you can choose to have sex with one person unprotected when you're sleeping with a bunch of different people. And one of the wives asked her actual husband, like, hey, can I fluid bond with my boyfriend instead? And he was like, go for it. And so then she wore protection every time with her husband, but then never wore protection with her boyfriend. So it was
Wild.
very interesting. And we were like, is that?
I thought that was like the sexiest scene.
Oh, it was. Oh, it
And
was.
even the husband was like, I love knowing that she's giving
he was
herself.
totally
And that's
in it.
compersion, right? And I've known about the word compersion for a very long time. I don't use it in a very sexual term. I love when I see my friends happy in a very generic situation. And I think compersion goes across the board.
Yes.
If you get pleasure in seeing someone happy or opening a gift or, doing other things, compersion. But that's the main thing of polyamory, is that you love seeing your partner with other people.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that jealousy doesn't creep in. Jealousy is a normal emotion. It's just how they can see it, feel it, recognize it, and then talk to their partner about it and squash it in a way.
Yeah. And it's also interesting just because you're talking about them getting that pleasure out of seeing their partners happy. We all know that there is this, and they call it NRE, New Relationship Energy. It's another one of the acronyms. And it was so good. And I was like, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
When you're just really in that newness and it's so exciting. And it
happens when you bring another friend into a friend group.
100%. Like, it happens across the board.
Yeah.
It's just very interesting that they get to experience that as a partner, which I think is beautiful. Like this, they're watching their husbands or their wives get really excited about somebody else, but coming home and talking to like your best friend about it. And eventually maybe there's an attraction for everybody and everybody gets to join in. So it's a very beautiful way of living, as long as you can, one, be open, have the communication, and be able to withstand that mentally and emotionally. Like it's not an easy feat to even be in a long-term relationship, because you're already dealing with one person, and to bring in another person with two completely different personalities on top of yourself, that's a lot that you have to be patient with.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's just a very so monogamy or no, what's happening with, even a statistic that goes hand in hand with what we're talking about is, this is the first time since we were teenagers that women over 40 are having more kids than people younger.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Women in their 40s are getting married a lot later. There's this statistic in 10 years that 43% of women are still going to be single doing what they want to do. And I don't think that has to do so much with marriage not working. I think it's because people, men and women, are taking more time before they're getting into marriages, because a lot of people our age are products of divorce or products of marriages that were so volatile that it essentially made us really think about who we are as people before we bring that into a relationship. So there's so many factors, I think, but I think it's amazing, because even to think about being in a relationship a year ago, I'm so significantly different in my fundamentals than I even was in January. And I would have loved if somebody could have lived through that with me and accepted me. But there are lots of times where I didn't even accept myself. And that's a really hard burden to put on somebody when you can't even be there for your own self. So it's beautiful that we're all waiting later and figuring shit out without coming in and being distant and doing all the nonsense. Like, you can just be upfront about it now.
Yeah, I think so too. What I was thinking in my head was, the one question that polyamorous people probably don't ask is, what's your body count?
Oh my gosh. Fuck it. I'm going to be fucking poly now.
Actually, they probably do. And like, I bet I can beat you.
Yeah. It's probably at the play parties is what they call them. Let's have a play party, everybody.
Yes. Like, I'm serious. Like, it doesn't matter who you like your past is, because like you love love. Honestly, what it all comes down to is like they love love. Yeah. They have so much love that they want to like just express it with so many people, and they're very honest with like their attraction.
Well, yeah, and there's so many love stories, even if it's not forever. I watched a recent movie on Netflix. It's the Oxford Year or something. Everybody watch it. Did you watch it?
Sophia Carson.
Yeah.
I did not watch it yet, no.
Okay, it's a really beautiful movie because the whole idea is, if you only have a short period but you give everything during that period, isn't it still considered a great romance? Like,
yes, of course.
Of course it does. It's just one of those things that it's discussed, and they talk about poetry, which I absolutely love. But the whole premise of the movie makes you really think about even situations in your life that may have not lasted long. You're like, oh my God, it wasn't real. No, it was real for that moment. And it's okay, and love it and grieve it and move on and have an even bigger romance or an even longer romance. We are so gung-ho on this one person that whenever something just ends, we forget all the beauty in that relationship. And it's so easy to be like, well, they weren't the one. Well, but they were the one. Like, think about what you took, and you, this Miss Positive Polly over here, she's like, yeah, but let's talk about this, what this really taught you. Like, look back on it and make sure you understand, like, but look at the growth that you had. We just had this conversation, so I can mock her because I was like, weird for me. But it's so true. It's like, you don't discount trials and tribulations. Don't discount like the stuff that was hard and you grew through. Like, we've talked about this a million times. Those are the best moments of life because it makes the good moments that much better. And
you come from a gratuitous place. Yes. You have gratitude.
Positive Polly.
Yeah. Positive Polly. I'll take it. Not the Polly part, but I'm always positive.
Always.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. If you guys didn't know this, it's actually quite funny. Like, I'm a positive person too, but I also have an edge of realism and sometimes can be a little bit more aggressive than most. Weird for me. No matter what with Jules, it is always a positive outlook. It's always okay, what did this teach me and how can I make this a better moment for me, instead of sitting in, what some people could potentially be construed as negative. But to do all the things,
monogamous,
non-monogamy,
ethnically,
non-monogamous, that's
polyamorous,
yeah, polygamy. In order to do all the things,
what do you have to do?
Carpe diem, bitches.
And look.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, I know. Oh my God, we're so cute. Thank you, Nicole.
I love you. Char.
Thank you for watching this episode of Karaoke Wine. Please like and subscribe.